Hello and welcome to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to understand how to add GoToWebinar Registrant from Webhook Response and send WhatsApp message. Now basically my objective here is that every time you have received a new response, let's say that I'm receiving new responses through form submission. Now this particular form builder application is not directly integrated with Pabbly. In that case, I'm going to use this feature which is Webhook by Pabbly so that I can integrate the two applications and receive the response. Now once I have captured the response, then the person who has just filled up the form has to be added as a registrant in GoToWebinar, and then the same person has to be sent a WhatsApp message through WhatsApp by AI Sensei talking about the registration details. Now to do this, we'll have to integrate the two applications including Webhook by Pabbly, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect. So here my trigger will be Webhook by Pabbly, then my action applications will be GoToWebinar and WhatsApp by AI Sensei. Now to understand how you can integrate and automate this entire process yourself without the need of any coding skills, so that every time you capture the webhook, then automatically a registrant is created and a message is sent through WhatsApp. Let's begin. So this here is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and you can reach here by clicking on the link which is given in the video description. So if you are an existing user, simply sign in, and if you are a new user, you will have to sign. It's not going to take more than 2 minutes, and also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. Now once you reach the dashboard, on the right hand side there's a tab Create Workflow. Click on this, and as we do that, this dialog box appears here, and here you have to name your workflow. Now you can give any random name. I'm going to name it as per my objective, which is add GoToWebinar Registrant from Webhook Response and send WhatsApp message. Now here I'm going to click on create. And as we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two extremely important events. One here is trigger, another one is action. Now triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, action says do this. Basically, action here is the automated version of your trigger application. Now let's understand this with the help of an example. So every time you make a payment, then you get a notification on SMS about the amount debited. How does that happen? With the help of automation. Now in such a case, the trigger is the payment gateway, and the action application can be any SMS sending application. Now once we have understood this, let's come to our use case. So here my trigger application will be Webhook by Pabbly. Let's click on this. So Webhook step allows you to capture real-time data sent from an application whenever a specific event occurs. Now let's suppose that Jform is not directly integrated with Pabbly Connect. In such a case, this URL that we have received, I'm going to directly integrate Jform with Pabbly Connect using this Webhook URL. So I'm going to copy this. Now I'm going to take you to my Jform account. So here I have already created different forms. Let's say that I want to work on this PHP course form. So I'm going to click on edit form here, and now here is the form right in front of us. So we are going to go to settings. Within settings, on the left hand panel we have integrations. Let's click on this. Now here we have to look for webhooks, and here I'm going to paste the URL that we have just received through Webhook by Pabbly. Let's click on complete integration, and here we can see that our integration is all set. Click on finish. Now once this is done, so what do we have to do? Here we have to do a test submission so that the data can be recorded here in the Webhook response. Now we have to understand whether Jform and Pabbly Connect are properly integrated or no. To do that, I'm going to take you back to Jform. Now here I'm going to take you to publish. As I do that, you can see this here is the link. I'm going to copy this link and open this in a new incognito window. And as we do that, this here is the form. Let's fill up the form. Let's say the first name here is dummy. The last name is new123. Email address is dummynew123@pabblytudes.com. Now I'm going to enter the phone number, which is, then we have the city. So I have entered random city. Now I'm going to click on submit. So we can see our form has been submitted. Let's check if we have received the Webhook response. And yes, here it is. So let's go and check. So what is the form title? It is PHP course. Then as I take you down, here we have the user details. This is the first name, last name, email address, phone number, and the name of the city. Now once we have received this information, this user who has just filled up the form should be created as a new registrant in GoToWebinar. So here my action application will be GoToWebinar Let's click on this. And the action event here will be to create registrant. Let's click on connect. Now as we do that, here Pabbly Connect wants to connect with GoToWebinar account. Since we are setting up this connection for the first time, so I have selected add new connection and connect with GoToWebinar. So now as I do that, here from time is required, which means here we have to enter the from time and to time. So let me take you to my GoToWebinar. You can see this is the upcoming event that is on 11th of September 2023. The timing is 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So here I have to mention the time. First of all, I'm going to copy this UTC time format. Now the timing given there is in IST and here it is asked in UTC format. So what is the UTC format? This is 5.5 hours ahead of the local time. So I'm going to choose this UTC to IST converter, and here what is the IST? It is 10 a.m. So when it is 10 a.m. the UTC timing is 4:30. So here I'm going to mention 4:30. So this is 04 and this becomes 30. Now what is the year? It is 2023. What is the month? It is 09. And what is the date? It is 11th. So here I have written the date. Now I am going to copy this and here I am going to paste the same. Now of course this is from 10 to 11. So 10 is 4:30. So 11 will be 5:30. So that's what I have mentioned here. And connect with GoToWebinar. So here we can see that the authorization has been successful. Now once this is done, you can see that the name of the course has already appeared here because there was only one course. If there were multiple courses or multiple webinars, so you could have just clicked here. So you would have gotten all the names here in the drop down. Now the webinar is selected here. Here we have to enter the name of the person who had filled up the form. So I'm going to click on this. And you can see the previous step. Let's click on this. And as I take you down, here you can see we have got the details. This here is the first name. And then we need the last name. So here we have the last name. Okay. Now this method with which I am adding the information here is known as mapping. And this is important so that every time the workflow runs, it can take the new data into consideration. Had I written this information manually, then even when we had received a new response, instead of taking the new information, it would have taken the manually written information. So to avoid that, we map the information. Next, let's map the email address. So here is the email address, and then we have the address and city, state, zip code. So for the city, I'm going to go down and I have the city here, which is random city. Next, we have the state, zip code, country, phone number. Let's map the phone number as well. We had the phone number. So as I scroll down, this here is the phone number. Now see, this information that we have left blank is not mandatory. But if you have it, you can always map the information. Next, I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request. And as we do that, here we can see we have received the response, according to which now this particular user must be created as a registrant in GoToWebinar. So I'm going to take you to GoToWebinar now. I'm going to quickly refresh this page. Now once this is done and as I open this particular event, and as I take you down, within registration, we have the registrants. Let's click on this one and you can see our registrant has been added here. So I'm going to close this. And now once this is done, what is my objective? I want to send a WhatsApp message to this person. So taking you back to Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to go ahead and add my final action step. The application here will be WhatsApp by AI Sensei. Let's click on this. And the action event here will be to send template message. Let's click on connect. Here again Pabbly Connect wants to connect with WhatsApp by AI Sensei account. Here I have selected add new connection. And now to set up this connection, we need the API key. How can we receive this? So this here is my AI Sensei account. Here we have to go to manage. Now within manage, we have API key and this here is the key. So I'm going to copy this, take you back to Pabbly Connect, paste the same here and click on save. So here we can see that the connection is all set. Now as I take you down, here we have to enter this information. First of all, we have the campaign name. So a campaign includes different templates. Let me show you the same. So here in AI Sensei, you can see that I have already created a lot of templates and these templates have been added to these campaigns. So this is the final campaign that I have just designed, which is webinar final. The campaign type is API. This is the message type. We have the template name, and this was created at this date and time. Now here is the template. Dear, then there's a number within double curly braces. Congratulations for successfully registering to webinar on, and here we have another number within double curly braces. Here is the link to join the webinar, another number. For any query, mail us at support@pabbly.com. Regards, PHP team. Now these numbers within double curly braces are known as variables, and they can be changed every time you receive a new response. So the name of the course and the link will be changed automatically, and your message will become personalized. Now when you're creating these campaigns, you first have to create a template. So you have to go to manage, and here we have got template message. So you are going to create a new template, and finally you have to launch it in the campaign. Now I'm going to take you back here, go to webinar final. Now this here is the name of the campaign. So I'm going to copy this, take you back to Pabbly Connect. Here I'm going to paste the same. Now let's erase the refresh part. Next we have the mobile number. So here I'm going to click on this, go to step 1, and this here is the mobile number. Then we have the user's name. So let's add the user's name. So here I'm going to write name. This here is the first name, give a space. Again, I'm going to write name, and this here is the last name. Next is the source. So here I'm going to write form submission, because we are receiving these leads from form submission. What is the tag? So I can write new registrant. Next, we have to enter the template parameters. So basically, the value of these variables are to be entered. So first we had the name. So I'm just going to take the first name. So this here is the first name. Let's separate this with a comma. Now I need the name of the course. So in step 1, you can see that the form title had the name of the course. So I'm going to take this, and then I need the link of the webinar. For this, I am going to go to step 2, and this is the join URL. Next, attributes. So if you wish to enter the attributes, you can do the same here. Next, the file name and URL. Now if you have any publicly accessible file to be shared, then you can enter the URL here and the file name here. I'm just going to leave this blank. Click on save and send test request. And as we do that, here we have received the response which says that the message must be received by the user. Let's go and check the same. And here you can see that we have received the message. So this here is the link. And here you can see that instead of those variables, we have got the details. So this means our integration is a complete success. Let's check the same in real time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back to Jform. Here I'm again open this link in a new tab, and I'm going to fill up the form. Let's say the first name is Smart, the last name is user1. This here is the email address. Then we need the phone number. So the phone number is, and the city is this. Click on submit. So the moment this form has been submitted, automatically first this user should be added as a new registrant in GoToWebinar. So let's go and check the same. So I'm going to take you to GoToWebinar, and here I'm going to quickly refresh this page. This is the registration page. Now as we do that and take you down, let's go to registration. You can see total 2 registrants. Let's click on this. You can see Smart user 1 has been added here. Let me take you to WhatsApp now, and you can see Smart has also received a message. So this means our integration is a complete success. Taking you back to Pabbly Connect, let's quickly understand what we have done. So here our trigger was a feature by Pabbly, which is Webhook, and here the event was Capture Webhook. Then our action application was GoToWebinar, where the event was to create registrant, and our final action application was WhatsApp by AI Sensei, where we had to send a template message. I hope this is absolutely clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the video description. You can also clone the same and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any specific integration that you wish to work on, you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.